Hey dental professionals, Jerem here. I just want to thank you so much for getting here to watch this video. I know you're very interested, so we're going to go ahead and just dive into it. Like I said beforehand, we're looking to present to you how we were able to get a local dental practice 39 appointment requests in less than 2 weeks. Okay, I know that sounds absolutely crazy, but I want to show you how that was possible and how we actually went and did that, and not just show you, a couple screenshots, that type of thing, but really show you kind of under the hood, the whole system that we have in place that makes that possible for the practice that we did this for, and more importantly, how this can actually be possible for you in your practice as well. Okay. Now, just starting out, I know probably the first question that you might have in your mind is, well, who is this Jerem guy? I've never heard of him before. Like, who is he? What's he all about? Okay, this is an awesome picture of my family here on the left. They make me look really, really good. There's my wife and 3 crazy kids. So I am definitely first and foremost a husband and father of 3 crazy, amazing kids. If you have kids, you probably know what I'm talking about. They are absolutely wonderful, yet sometimes they leave you pulling your hair out, right? So I love my family, definitely a family guy. I am an online marketer, an entrepreneur, and I specialize right now in the dental and orthodontic space. I've actually been an online marketer for about 8 years now, and it was only just about 3 years ago that I had done enough work with dental clients and seen enough results there that I kind of narrowed in my focus just to work with dental and orthodontic practices. Prior to that, I largely worked, with local businesses of lots of different types, worked in about 15 different industries, but about 3 years ago kind of narrowed in my focus and have gotten really, really dialed in working with dental practices and orthodontic practices, and have been able to get them some very, very good results. Okay. Probably in better, concise wording, the goal that I have is to help dental practices turn strangers into new patients utilizing online paid ads, just like the ad that you saw that eventually got you here, watching this video, right? So that's essentially what I do, but for dental and orthodontic practices. Okay. Before we go on any farther, I know that your time is valuable and I don't want to waste it, so I want to make you a little promise here, okay? Like I said beforehand, I'm going to show you a dental practice that's very similar to yours. I'm very confident in that we're able to get 39 appointment requests for in less than 2 weeks, okay? So please, stick around until the end. I'm going to show you the exact ad that we use to get them those results. And more importantly, like I said, we're going to show you, some of the under the hood type of detailed things that we've been able to put in place that have gotten them those results and gotten results for other dental practices that we worked with. And like I said, I'm confident we could implement for your practice to get you similar results, okay? Is that okay with you if I share that with you? Okay, hope so. I'm gonna dive right in here. Okay, so one of the most powerful things that is important to think about when it comes to advertising online, and in particular advertising in Facebook and in Instagram, is targeting. Okay, utilizing targeting is essentially the way that I was able to find you out of 1.7 billion Facebook users. Okay. Believe it or not, that's how many are out there, and I was able to find you because you are right here watching this video now. Okay, I used those same targeting skills and methodologies to get dental practices new patients, and I'm not just looking to get them any new patient, but to get them the best ideal patients. Right? We want those patients, honestly, who will spend the most with you in your practice and will stay the longest with you in your practice. And I might also add, are the happiest, right? They're happy for you to be taken care of by you. You're happy to serve them. Very happy patients, right? Those are who we're out looking for your practice and for dental practices all around the world, right? And that's what we are after, and we can accomplish that utilizing targeting. Okay. Now, just to dive into it here. I know there's probably been a lot of talk that you've seen online and in the news, all that type of stuff about data, right? There's a lot of concern about people having data kept private, and, of course, it only pops up to the news when something goes wrong, right? When there's a breach of data, when somebody uses it incorrectly, right? Well, put in the right hands, utilizing, big data online can actually help you to grow your practice. And like I said, it can get you more happy patients who are ready and happy to receive your services. And in tune, when your patients are happy, you are happy, right? It's very much the same thing with family and kids, right? We're happy when our spouses and our kids are happy, okay? So kind of mixing a few different things, utilizing Facebook and Instagram and some third-party software that I have, I'm able to place ads for dental practices in front of their ideal target audiences, right? Like in front of the actual prospective patients that they are looking to have in their practice. Again, this isn't just like a mass marketing approach where we're trying to get anybody out there who has teeth to come into your practice, right? And I just want to share with you a few examples of some of the criteria that I can base, creating my targeting to run ads off of. Okay, a very big first one, if we're totally honest about it, it's probably not one that you will ever talk to your patients about, but a big important one is income, right? If we're totally honest, you don't want to be advertising and spending money to get Medicaid patients. Okay, I know this is something that differs among dental practices all around the world, even just within the U.S. There are some dental practices that do not take Medicaid patients at all. Some that do. I know it's a mix here, there, and everywhere, right? But we don't want to be spending money to get Medicaid patients, okay? Much more ideally, we want to be finding we want to be finding patients who have money, who are happy to spend money to have great care for their teeth. So income is a very important thing, and we can actually be able to, like I said, target and run ads specifically based on people's income in Facebook and Instagram. Okay, demographic, of course, is a very, very important thing, right? The way that you're going to write ads and the offers that you're going to put out there are going to be a little bit different if you're advertising to just an individual person. I put single here. I don't really mean like single, like I'm not married, but to an individual person, to someone who is married, or to a family with kids, right? In one example, I'll show you here in just a minute, advertising for a pediatric practice or a family practice. Yes, we want new patients, but we don't just want one patient. We don't just want one person, right? A very ideal way to go about it is, hey, can we advertise it and get the mom in the family to come in, and she receives her teeth cleaning exam and x-ray. She has a wonderful experience, and she then brings in her husband and ultimately brings in her kids, right? So it's not just one patient, but it's actually a whole family. It's a great way of advertising, especially for family and pediatric practices. Can we actually get whole new families into the practice instead of just onesie-twosie patients, okay? And we're able to find out, through demographic targeting, those people who do have families, those people who are married and have kids at set ages that we want, right? And age is another one here that we'll talk about in a second. Gender, of course, is a very important thing, okay? Now, as mass appeal, mass marketing as it may seem, like I said, to be advertising for your dental practice to get virtually anyone who has teeth and needs teeth taken care of, that's really not the case. And especially when it comes to gender, there's a right way to be able to speak to and advertise to women and actually get a very good positive response from them for your practice. And it's very different when you advertise to men. Okay, I'll just be totally honest about that. I'm not tiptoeing around stuff. Like, the way we advertise and speak to women and men is different, right? And we need to take that into account when we are advertising. And so gender is one way that we can target differently. Location, of course, is a very, very important one. You want people that you're advertising to who are fairly close to your practice. Okay, now this differs for clients of mine all across the country, right? I have clients who live in a fairly rural area, and so for them, drawing like a 5 or a 10 mile radius around their practice is a very ideal situation, right? I have clients in very urban areas, and so something as tight as like a 1 or a 2 mile radius around exactly where their practice is very relevant for them. Okay, but we're able to target based on location. We can target based on if they live near where your practice is, or if they work near where your practice is, and that kind of helps us to understand and think through some options of, well, there's different ways that we could advertise, right? We could advertise that people could come in and receive cleanings or get dental work done during lunch, right? While they're working, but during lunch, and they could come there because your practice is close to where they work versus it being close to home. Okay, so there's a lot of different options there because we can target based on location. And then like I talked about before, age is a very powerful one. Okay, if we're advertising to a family with very young children, maybe they're coming in for their very first introductory visit at a dental practice, and they're finding out who the dentist is, and they're just being comfortable with somebody, going through the process of looking at their teeth and cleaning their teeth, okay? That experience is very different than, the ideal age where you're looking to advertise for someone who needs to have wisdom teeth removed, okay? That's obviously a very, very age-specific thing, right? And then on you go into cosmetic work and implants, veneers, that type of thing for people who have those needs. So age is a very important criteria to advertise based on. And like I said, all these different options here, this is just a sample of options. These are available utilizing the software that I have and in combination with Facebook and Instagram, where we can create an ad for your practice and we can target it based on any one of those things, okay? So there's lots of different options out there, and honestly, if you just think about a few, like a handful of ideas or marketing campaigns, for lack of a better term, that can utilize some of these targeting parameters, I promise you will be leaps and bounds beyond your competition in terms of getting your ideal prospective patient in the door to become a new patient for your practice. Okay, I want you to imagine just for a second, having gone through and talked about that, if we were to create an ad, just as one example, if we made an ad that was targeting people who need implants, veneers, cosmetic work done. If we're able to create an ad that advertises that and then put it in front of 3,000 people who have that ideal demographic you're looking for, okay, I'm not just talking about 3,000 people in general, but put it in front of 3,000 of your ideal prospective patients, who have the right family setting, who have the money that you're looking for because of the service. It's not a cheap service, who do or don't have kids, whatever that setting looks like for you. If we put it in front of 3,000 of those people, how many do you think you could close in becoming new patients when they come in the door, when they respond to the offer and become leads? Okay, maybe you don't have an answer for that right now, but I want it to be something that you think about, because it becomes very, very powerful for you in your practice, and it becomes very possible for you to not only grow your practice, but for you to grow it in the right way that you want it to, okay? If it means that you just want more like entry-level patients into your practice, more people coming in who are receiving an introductory teeth cleaning exam and x-ray, it's very possible, right? And if we have in your practice, like let's say you just barely added, another partner into your practice, or just came to invest in the technology in your practice to be able to take care of implants and that type of thing, right? And maybe you don't have very many in there, it's very, very possible for you to grow that aspect of your practice utilizing some of these targeting parameters and advertising controls that are available to us through Facebook and Instagram. Okay, so I just want you to think about that just for a minute. Okay, just a few ideas, and I apologize, these are a little bit small. I had to kind of scrunch them in to be able to fit them in here, but just a few examples of some ads out there that give you some different ideas as to different scenarios that you could advertise for, right? So on the left-hand side here is kind of an end-of-year promotion that you might run, right? For people who have dental insurance and they're trying to maximize the benefits of that insurance before the year runs out. Even though it's coming around to Christmas time, 'tis the season to actually get your dental work done that you need, right? And so you could put out an offer at that time that is appealing to people who, like I said, are looking to maximize their benefits right at the end of the year, okay? The next one to the right from there, honestly, it is a pretty basic offer where you are incentivizing someone to become a new patient, right? If people do not know, like, and trust you yet, and they haven't, been in your practice, they haven't had a friend or family member come into your practice, a great way to get somebody in your doors to become a new patient when they have no experience at all yet is to provide a little incentive, right? So for this one, when someone comes in and receives their teeth cleaning exam and x-ray, they can get a free, take-home whitening kit, right? Free teeth whitening strips to take home, or trays to take home, not strips, to take home as an incentive, right? It's a very, very powerful way for you to get new patients in the door where you're really not giving up all that much, but you are extending out a little bit, giving them an offer so that they will come and experience you and then know, like, and trust you and bring you, more patients, right? The next one over, this is actually possible in Facebook and Instagram, believe it or not. People who are engaged and getting ready to get married, right? We know that bride who's doing all these different things to make sure it's the perfect day for her. Maybe she needs a little bit of teeth whitening, and you could put an ad like this in front of her in the right timing as she's getting ready, to get married, right? That's very, very possible utilizing Facebook and Instagram, okay? And the last one on the right-hand side, I kind of talked about it a little bit beforehand, was, people who need implants, right? There's obviously a target demographic for that, and you're able to place an ad like that in front of the right people, because of Facebook, Instagram, and the software that we use here internally at Dentaleads.com. Okay, just a few different types of ads I wanted to show you really quickly. On the left-hand side is a newsfeed ad, which is very similar to the ads I just showed you as you're scrolling through Facebook on your phone or on a computer or iPad or however you watch and are on Facebook. This is just an ad that appears as you're scrolling through your feed, right? Very, very basic image ad, but still very powerful. The ad in the middle here is actually one that I don't see too many dental practices use. It's definitely one that we implement for our dental clients, and it is doing a video ad, right? There's really, really powerful things that happen in video, and especially in this example, this is actually a testimonial video ad. So this is actually a patient of Elite Dental here who had a great experience, and they are sharing a video about their experience. Okay, that goes much farther in terms of conveying emotion and elation and the experience that they had being a positive one, capturing that in video, much more powerful than just text. Okay, text is very good for Google out there for getting reviews. It's very good for Yelp, those type of things. But being able to actually see your patient rave about your practice on video is something else. Okay, on the right hand side here is one example of doing a Facebook Messenger ad. Okay, so this is still on Facebook, but it's kind of like it's an ad, but it's also a contest, right? So the call to action here is for people to comment, "I want in," on the ad, and when they comment and do that, then they'll have a two-way conversation between them and the practice in Facebook Messenger, not only to enter them into the contest, but to win them over as a new patient to come into their practice. Okay, the big thing I'm trying to communicate to you guys right here is we have the power of being in front of your prospective patients in all these different avenues of Facebook and Instagram when you work with us here at Dentaleads.com, and we're really trying to show people there's a handful of different conversation points that you can have that advertise your practice and advertise the promotion or the offer that you're putting out there so that we are getting more patients into your practice. Okay, and here's the big thing that I wanted to share with you guys that is probably what you came here to see, right? Here's the ad that got 39 appointment requests in less than 2 weeks. Okay, really, really powerful stuff here. This was absolutely intentionally created. I'll read it to you because it's probably a little bit hard to see on the screen here. It just says, "Hey Utah Valley." So Elite Dental is a dental practice in Utah. It says, "Hey Utah Valley, we're Dr. Stephen and Randy Braithwaite, and we're doing something special to promote our dental office during back to school. We're giving away $25 Visa gift cards with new patient visits. Click below here to schedule your new appointment and get your $25 Visa gift card while supplies last." And then there's the link they can go to claim the Visa gift card and claim their bit in that promotion. Okay, very, very cool stuff that we did for them. And like I said, this is the actual ad that we ran that got them 39 appointment requests in less than 2 weeks. I think it was actually like 12 days is what it ended up being that got them the 39 leads. Okay, we ran an ad like this during back to school, and being totally honest, all you need to do is look for some reason, some case to run a promotion, right? If you don't say why you're running the promotion, I promise it won't perform well for you, okay? All you need to do is give a genuine reason why you're running the promotion, okay? If it means that, hey, we just added a new room into our practice and we need more patients to fill the room, that's a great option, okay? If it means that, we just brought on an associate dentist, he's a new dentist out of school and he has no book of business at all, and like we have open schedule, open slots for him to take care of people, like that's a great reason, okay? For them, our excuse that we use to run ads was, hey, it's a little thing during back to school to get more patients, right? We want people who are now starting to go back to school, they need to come back to the dentist, right? Summer's over, they need to come and see the dentist, and as an incentive for new patients, here's a $25 Visa gift card. I think this was a very high-performing ad for us because it's a really relevant offer too, right? If it's back to school, like having a $25 Visa gift card means I can help spend a little money on my kids or on myself in back to school, and what a great way to advertise that and get a new patient out of it, okay? Really cool stuff that we did there for Elite Dental, okay? Now, one of the big questions that you probably have is, well, when somebody sees an ad like this, when they click on it, where do they then go, okay? This screenshot is actually of a different client of ours. I apologize, I didn't have the same exact one here to share, but basically in the process, when somebody sees the ad on Facebook or Instagram, they click on it, and they're going to go to a very basic page on a website. Now, the goal of this page is simply to capture their information in exchange for whatever it is we're offering, right? So this one, for a pediatric practice that we worked with, we did an Amazon gift card incentive for new patients, okay? With our dental practices, we don't offer incentives like this for all of our practices. It really comes down to what the practice wants to do, and there's different strategies that we can employ. But in this example, like I said, we're offering a $25 Amazon gift card. So when they come to this page, they simply fill out the form. They put in their name, their phone number, and their email. And then that lead information goes to your phone or to someone's phone in your practice there to follow up. It also goes via email so that you guys have that lead's information there in front of you, okay? And we make sure that lead is calling and actually booking the appointment to become a new patient. And they happily give that information because they are looking for the $25 Amazon gift card, or they're looking for the free teeth whitening trays, or whatever incentive or thing you're putting out there, okay? It's a very natural process that we as consumers expect and that we have experienced, right? So that's all we're doing, is moving them from Facebook to this basic web page where they complete the form, and then that lead information goes to your phone. We also provide a phone number there on that page where people can actually click or tap that if they're on their phone and call directly and schedule that appointment, okay? Very easy, seamless process, okay? Now, one question I want to ask you, now that I've shown you that very, very powerful process that we use to get new patients, what are you doing right now to get new patients for yourself in your dental practice? I don't know what you are doing, but most of the dentists that I speak to are honestly struggling. They're doing a few different things that kind of sort of get results, but there's a few problems with it, right? A very common thing that most dentists do is referral marketing, right? And to be totally honest, referral marketing is wonderful marketing. It's free, right? It's great marketing to have, okay? But one of the problems with referral marketing is it's very inconsistent, right? Stuff as fickle as the weather greatly, dampens the results that you get in referral marketing, okay? If it's like downpouring rain and snow and all that type of stuff, and I'm not out and about talking to my neighbors and being outside with friends and family and going to get-togethers, that type of thing, I don't naturally have an environment to talk to friends or family about the great experience I had at your dental practice, right? And so, ultimately referral marketing comes and goes a lot. There's some months where things are good and you get a few referrals that trickle in, and other months where it's like dead quiet. You open up your practice and there's no new patients that come in at all, okay? And the last thing that I want any of my dental clients to be doing is essentially be hope marketing, right? It just leaves them like crossing their fingers, hoping that their patients bring more patients into their practice, okay? Event marketing is something that I've seen plenty of dentists do, okay? There's a lot of different events that people can go to. Some of the common ones that I've seen dentists go to are like a city carnival or city fair, or sometimes, the city or county will put on like a health fair or a health event, that type of thing. And so you'll have a booth set up there. The challenge with that is you pay a lot of money to have a booth space at all. You have to pay money in, having people there at your booth who usually are not super enthused about being there. And it's really just not a super great experience. Okay. And when that happens, a lot of times the dentists and the orthodontists are kind of lumped together. So you're right there in the booth right next to you. Here's your competitor in the booth right next to you. On the other side's a competitor. So it just becomes a little bit of a challenge. Okay. Direct mail, discount catalogs, those things are options that I've seen dentists do. Those things do work. They are fairly expensive, and it is very, very much mass marketing. So even though it does work, and even though you do spend quite a bit of money, a lot of times they're not getting the ideal patients that they want, because like direct mail and those discount catalogs are largely blasted out via zip code, right? So you're just mailing out like 4,000 or 5,000, direct mail pieces to a zip code. You're spending a ton of money up front, and then again, kind of crossing your fingers and hoping to get a result. And when you do get a result, like 9 times out of 10, it's not the ideal prospective patient that you actually wanted, okay? So it becomes a little bit of a challenge, okay? The last thing, like I said, last thing I want you guys to be doing is opening your doors and just hoping the new patients walk in the door, okay? What we do here at Dentaleads.com is marketing that is consistent, where you're not playing this whole chasing game trying to get after people to become new patients. And more importantly, it is marketing that is predictable and scalable when it comes to getting new patients in the door. One of the best things about Facebook when it comes to running ads is you can start at a very small start. And when you see a result, then you can increase your budget and get more results and get more and more. So that way it is very, very scalable. And as you advertise, over a few weeks or months, you'll start to see things are very predictable. You can start to see across all the metrics, if I put this money into Facebook ads, here's how many patients I can expect to get back. And those numbers are very consistent month over month. So there's very, very good results. Like I said, it's very predictable and scalable. Okay. I want you to imagine just for 1 minute here what it would be like in the ideal situation that you, if you're the dentist or if you're the office manager, whoever you may be as the dental professional, that you come in to your practice and you can worry about your patients, the people you're taking care of. If you're the dentist, you're worrying about taking care of their teeth, okay? If you're the office manager, you can worry about helping your team there. If you're the hygienist, the front desk, whoever it is, you can worry about taking care of your patients. That's where your guys' focus is. That's where it should be, I should say. That's where your training is. Where my training and expertise is not taking care of patients, right? The work that I am very, very proficient at and my team is proficient at is doing the technical heavy lifting of building out these campaigns for dental practices to get you great results. So that all you need to do, or all your team does, is come into the practice, you see these results on your phone, you see them in email, and you're able to respond and be able to see those leads turn into new patients who come into your practice, okay? That is the ideal scenario when we can work together like that, because you're focused on your craft that you are very proficient at, and I'm focused on my craft that I'm proficient at, okay? I hope through this training, through this walkthrough, that you found this helpful. Again, as I mentioned beforehand, if you'd like me to build this out for you, the offer that I'm putting out there, like I said before, is that we will build a free Facebook ad campaign for your practice, and we pay for it until you start seeing leads come into your practice. If you'd like me to build this out for you for free, click down below. There should be a calendar where you can pick a day and a time that works for you to hop on the phone with me, so that we can get that built out, so we can start getting some great results for you in your practice. So again, click down below to schedule that call, and we'll get started building out that Facebook ad campaign for you for free. Thanks so much. Talk to you soon.